Alright, so you want to create an NFT collectible just like CryptoPunks or Bored Apes or Pudgy Penguins or whatever. So to do this you need to generate the image, and this process just got a whole lot easier by a package or a script I made to make the process easier. So anyone, even if you're not a programmer, can use it. So what you will need before you can run the script is Node.js. I will put a link down in the description, so you can just download LTS or current, whatever you want, and install it, because Node.js comes with npm, which is the Node package manager, which we will be using to install the package. I'm at the moment on Linux, but the script and Node.js work on all platforms, so Windows, macOS and Linux, without any problems. So once you have this installed, you should be able to type node -v and get somewhat an output. So just to make sure you can follow along, you should open on Windows the command prompt, so cmd, and on macOS the terminal. So you should be able to type in your terminal or console or whatever, node -v and npm -v, and you should both of the times get a version. This version can be different than what I'm using, but that shouldn't be a problem. So once you got that, you can type npm install -g nft-art-generator. And for me, I need to do that with sudo. So on Windows, I'm not 100% sure. You might need to run your terminal as an administrator so you can install your files correctly. So hit enter. This will now download the package and all its dependencies. Can take a second or two depending on your internet connection. And once it's done, you should see change 240 packages, or an amount of pages. I don't know if that differs, to be honest. So, but at the end, you can ignore this warnings if you don't have a massive crash, all should be good. So once you've done that, you should be able to run the nft-generate command in your command line. So let me clear that and run nft-generate. So this is some ASCII art which doesn't render if your terminal doesn't look, well, it's like not enough res. So, but the important stuff will look fine. So where are your images located? So on the left half of right here, I have opened my dev directory where I have some test images, which I got from Chill. I will link his OpenSea and his project, the Crypto Scout, so you can check that out. So basically what I have here is a folder called images, and in this images folder, you basically have a folder for each trait. So a trait basically is an attribute your character or your NFT can have, and in this case we have two different kinds of hats. Should be hats with an like this, to be honest. We have bodies, we have our base, and we have our backgrounds. So it's really important that you have this folder structure exactly like this. So for each trait, you will need to create a new folder inside your images. So if you want to add, I don't know, glasses, you would create a new folder and name it glasses. Alright, I can't find it at the moment, but you would just move your images inside here. And also make sure that you don't have any empty folders, because that will result in an error. So let me delete that. So where are your images located? You can use your arrow keys, it's stated above, to navigate. I'm currently in my home directory, so not where my images are located. So if you, on Windows, you can do that as well. So if you like right click and then open terminal, this would open a terminal in the current location, and then you could use the current directory one. It's important that you know, if you want to use the current directory one, you should run it from the folder above the images. So if I run in the current directory, it will look in the directory for a folder called images, and then inside that for all the traits. If you, however, input somewhere else on my computer, which I will do now, it will look for an absolute file path to this images folder. So I just go right here, copy and paste, and then press enter. Then it asks me, well, where should the generated images be exported to? In the current directory, will do the same thing. It will, when it's generating, it will generate an output folder and then output the images right there, and the metadata if you want to generate that. If you choose somewhere else on my computer, same as before, you need to put the absolute file path. Yeah, I accidentally canceled that. So let's redo. Somewhere else on my computer. Images, somewhere else on my computer. And output. So, should duplicated images be deleted? Might result in less images than expected. So what this does is basically it makes sure that all the images generated are unique. So you don't have 2 times the same image, which usually you don't want, but you have the option to disable it. So if you press enter, it will be by default yes. And if you don't want it, you just would type an N. Just type an N. But I want that. Should metadata be generated? And I want that as well. Just for the sake of the tutorial, you don't really need that if you don't know what you will use it for. So metadata is structured in a really specific way that each metadata has a name, a description, and an image URI. So the image URI you will get, you will basically get from IPFS or wherever you host your images from. So you may need to figure that out yourself, what your image UI is. But basically, for the name, I'm generating Crypto Scouts right now, or Sky Guys, I think they call Sky Guys, and that will result in, as stated here, that in the metadata it's called Sky Guys hashtag and then the token ID. So basically, if it's token 1, then it will be Sky Guy 1. If it's 7,000, then it will be 7,000, and so on. So description can be some random text. I would just put a placeholder. And as said, for the image ID, you want to enter some kind of link. This is just random. It doesn't work, but so basically, this what your UI here should be pointing to is somewhere that if you put a token ID after the slash right here, that it would return the image of the token. So if this is token 1, then after the slash here there would be 1, and your server or whatever, if you're using it, you probably know what I mean, should return the corresponding image. So now it's loading the traits, and you can see we have all our different folders loaded here. So the names here are actually based off these 4 folders. If I would have had another folder, it would have been here as well. So you can basically go up to an infinite amount. And what you can do now, imagine it like Photoshop or any other image manipulation program. You basically select from top to bottom which layer should be the most bottom, which one should go on top, which should go on top of that, and so on. So for me, I know that the backgrounds should be the background for sure. And on top of that, I want to have my bodies, then I want the base, and then I want the heads. Once you have all those selected, the script will ask you for every asset you have, for every trait in all your folders to name it. So bg.png is in backgrounds, and then bg.png, that's right here. So this is mainly for use in metadata, but also for the script internally to function properly. So you want to name that somehow that it makes sense, and it makes sense in metadata as well, if you generate it for sure, of course. So I want to put white here. The face is my base, so I'm gonna put base. And the suit is suit, sweater is sweater, hat is hat, and towel is towel. And now there comes the waiting to make stuff more rare. So let's say we want 5 images in total, but only 3 of them, or only 1 of them, should have a towel head. Then we can say we want, of all images, we want only 1. But you need to make sure that if you add all the numbers, like if you want 5 total images, then you need to come up with 5 heads. So even if you want nothing, then you should just put an empty PNG right here, which has a name nothing, or however, none, or however you want to name it. But you need to have the correct amount in all folders. So I need to have 5 heads selected, I need to have 5 bodies selected, I need to have 5 times the face, 5 times the white background, even if there's just 1. So as said, we want 5 images in total, so we want 5 of them to have a white background, because we only have one background, and that's the white one. And we only have 1 base, so all 5 should be with the base. So we have 2 bodies. Let's say we want 2 with the suit and 3 with the sweater, so we come up with 5 at the end, otherwise the script will crash. And then for the heads, let's say we want only 1 towel, so we will have 4 of the heads and 1 towel. So now, as you can see, it's generating the images. It's done. Exported the metadata successful. And if we check our output directory, okay, there we go. We can see it generated our images, and because I selected should duplicated images be deleted, we only have 3, because 3 is the maximum combinations of if we don't want duplicates. So this might occur, and then you might need to add more traits or whatever, so you can generate your desired amount of images, or you allow to generate duplicates. So we also have the metadata.json, and if we look at this, we can see we have, for the token ID 0, we have the name Skalga0, our lorem ipsum, and our API with the 0 at the end for the 0. And the attributes are trait type backgrounds is white, trait type bodies is suit, trait type base is base, trait type head is head. And if you look here, it has a suit body, it has a white background, it has a normal base head, and it has a red cap head. And this goes for all of those. and you can use the script with basically an infinite amount of traits. And I hope you enjoy the script and create some really nice generative art with it. Feel free to contact me on Twitter if you run into any problems, or post them down in the comments below. I try to respond as quick as possible. Also, there will be a user interface coming soon for the script, so it will be even easier. I will update or post an update on this video then. So I think that's about it. Have fun using the scripts and create some wonderful art.